Thank you, Caden. So this is Dylan from Dylan Playz. We're gonna redo that little bit.
Redo that all over again.
Hey, we were about 30 seconds in, so whatever.
Yeah.
Thank you there, Caden. So basically,
that wasn't him. That wasn't Caden.
Oh, thank you, Warpass. Sorry, I get a lot of glare on that corner. Oh yeah, we're starting to get some people in here. Yep, no sound. Thank you guys. So basically, we have special guest here on this episode, Dylan. He's been on the YouTube scene for quite a while now. J4U Studios is about 5 years old, and you started Random Stuff Dude 14
About
4 years ago. 4 years ago, and since then, how many videos do you think you had on Random Stuff Dude 14?
It was probably like, I'd say like 50-ish because we had all of Witchcraft and
Christmas special.
So
that alone, yeah, that added up.
Yeah.
Witchcraft was such a good series.
Even though it was iPhone quality for me, but iPhone 4.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey.
Oh.
iPhone 4.
Yep, that's it. That's it.
Speaking of iPhone 4, hey, so I've had this thing for like a year. Guess what?
Oh my gosh.
It's finally happened. Now I'm going to possibly get a camera on a phone with a camera that can actually zoom while taking video this time. Maybe. Just maybe.
Yeah, that's right. I totally forgot. The iPhone 4 was what you recorded some of our old Let's Plays on.
Yeah, I had just a nightstand table, and then I had like 5 textbooks and some other stuff, and then I balanced it up and hit recording. And then I'd be recording, and then all of a sudden it would just stop recording, and yeah.
But that's what you did back in the old days of YouTube.
Yeah.
That's what you had to do.
But yeah, and then after Random Stuff Dude 14, it went to Gaming Galaxy for the win.
Yep.
Which I remember that channel. That was
that
fun.
Didn't last very long.
It didn't last very long, but just starting it up was fun.
Yeah.
And now you're over at Dylan Playz doing some stuff. You have, how many videos?
I have like 2 or maybe
2. Okay. Because I know one of them was Madden, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. But what other stuff are you thinking of?
Thinking of starting Assassin's Creed, as long as it's good.
Please be good.
I'm hoping it's really good. Every video gameplay I've seen of it, the only thing I'm lacking seeing, which I think they just released a couple days ago, is some combat. Because the videos I had seen hadn't featured much combat, so I wanted to see more of that. And also, I'm hoping it's halfway decent because it's going back to its origins is World War II, Call of Duty World War II.
Oh yeah. Oh, they're doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm skeptical.
I'm skeptical, but I'm trying to stay super optimistic about it because it's going away from the future stuff because that's where it started losing me.
You know, it's actually kind of funny that the World War II Call of Duty games were the only ones I've played from the series.
See, for me, MW3 was the last one that I just really liked. Black Ops 2 had me for a little bit, but it didn't add up anywhere near MW3 for me.
Yeah.
And then I believe Ghosts was the last one I bought. So I've been out of the Call of Duty game for a long time.
The last one I still have it sitting on my shelf at home is Black Ops 3 because I got it when I got my Xbox. But like my favorite one of all time would probably have to be MW2 just because I have so much memories from there.
So iconic.
Yeah.
Every map is just...
I take back, I have played like a little bit of like one of the Modern Warfare games. I just don't remember it because my brothers had it and I was like, I want to play, it looks cool. And I was like 9 at the time, so I probably shouldn't have been playing this violent video game. And like,
they finally released remastered on its own.
They released it on its own?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Because it almost tempted me to buy Infinite Warfare, but it wasn't worth it to me.
I didn't want to feed into their evil plot to make you buy their new video game.
Yeah, so I just ended up not doing it, and then they it was like a couple weeks ago I think that they released it.
Yeah, but it's funny. It's very convenient that we have you on this episode of the J4U Podcast because this coming week there will be part 2 of Party Place where we played Worms WMD. It was you, me, and then Caleb and Ro from J4U Gaming and their own channels, but we need to do stuff like that more often.
Yeah, it was super fun.
That was a really good recording session that happened almost a year ago.
It was a year ago?
Almost. It was November.
It didn't. It felt like I knew it was a while ago, but it didn't feel like that long ago.
Because that was back when we were streaming multiple times a week.
Oh yeah.
Which that hasn't happened this year. That was a 2016 thing.
That was when
that I'd
there
love
was
to
multiple
bring back.
streams a day.
Yeah, that's true.
For
We
a
did a
couple
lot of
days.
streaming. I'd love to do more streaming, by the way, guys.
There might be more streaming in August though for like horror games.
October.
Oh,
for you.
sorry. October.
It is August.
I'm sorry. I was.
Please
talking
don't make me commit to something I don't want to do.
I'm sorry. It was October. Okay.
So, I'm going to respond to a couple questions here while we're still getting started. So, you excited for Halo games backwards compatible? Me, no, because I already have them all on my Xbox One because of the Master Chief Collection. But it is nice that they're doing that. And then, are you guys going to play some Xbox? Well, we have it set up so that we might be doing, in honor of the Worms Party Play coming up this week, doing some Worms for Not For Families game night, along with some Cards Against Humanity.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the tradition now, I guess. Every time it's on a stream, and it's like, let's just end it off with Worms.
Mm-hmm. Worms is great. Yeah, Luke, your first time was the charity live stream playing Worms, correct?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, it was the first time, and it was Vic. Like, I don't know if I'm. Where's my character? Because remember we had it like all set up, and then we're just like every like I forgot who it was, but like it seemed like Clock was like 3 of the characters of the 8.
So we just passed around the controller, which might happen today. I have 3, but I'm only expecting 1 or maybe 2 to work.
Yeah, let's
figure
hope
it
for
out.
the
Which,
best.
while we're on the topic of our good old friend Chris, who we love very dearly here on the channel, and while we're on the topic of the charity live stream, this, if you guys don't know, is an Xbox One battery. It is not mine.
Oh,
It is his
it's
that he
his?
left from the charity live stream because he and Emily had to head out early.
Yeah.
They had some personal stuff they needed to do. But they left this here. So ever since the charity live stream, I've been texting him like, hey, I got your battery was the first one. And he's like, oh yeah, cool, I kind of need that, thanks. And I was like, awesome, let me know when you want to come by and pick it up. Never responded to that. Then I texted him like a week or 2 later saying, hey, I still got your battery. Would you like me to come by with it? And he said, oh, that's right, I forgot. I might try and come by this weekend. I said, okay, cool, just let me know and maybe I can drop it off. He never came by that weekend. And I texted him again this week saying, I have this battery on my desk. I can go to your house and drop it off to you. No reply. So, this is me kind of saying right here to all of you guys, this is his battery. He can come and get it anytime. So I am calling him out on it on stream, and I'm going to leave it on the table cam just for you guys.
It'll just be there as like a reminder.
Yeah. So I would love it if he, Brennan, or Emily at any time just tuned into the live stream and saw the battery on the table and just were like,
wait,
what's that?
And then they're just like, and they looked up like the other beginning part of the video and it's like, oh wait. So yeah, it's just, what if like all the people like we have on chat right now just like email Clock all at the same time? It's like, your battery's at Nick's house. Your battery's at Nick's house.
But yeah. We're going to film more Winning Minecraft hopefully soon. I'd love to do that Monday. Keep it on a Monday. Are you going to get Star Wars Battlefront 2? I'd love to, personally. I mean, that's the one thing where I'm skeptical.
You're skeptical there, too.
But, man, it looks good.
Yeah.
You're skeptical because of the picture the picture they painted, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, with the first one.
I still bought the first one. I still played it a lot.
But still,
it could have been way better.
It was kind of like it was a bit of a sour apple to bite,
Yeah.
even if parts of it were sweet.
I'm not going to pre-order it, but I do want to buy it. What's his email? No, Caden.
No. You want to know what his email is? It's yourmom@gmail.com.
So, now that... Oh, wait. I got a couple more things in the intro. So, next up is, for those of you TransCrafters fans out there, TransCrafters Episode 7 came out this week. Literally yesterday.
Oh, yeah, and you texted me about that.
Yeah, you guys
the views.
giving it some love as always. Episodes 8 and 9 have already been recorded. I'm going to record episode 10 here soon. Episode 8, though, will probably be out in 2 weeks, I'd guess. So stay tuned for that. It is a very long episode. It's the longest episode we've ever had of Season 1, Season 2, or even the In Minecraft. It clocks in, as of right now, just over half an hour and features a boss battle. So, Yeah, it's a good old episode. So you guys get excited for that. Let's see. You getting Destiny 2. It's kind of the same thing with Battlefront 2. Very skeptical. That one I'm a little more skeptical on, since it looks so similar to the first Destiny visually.
Yeah.
There's like no improvements for.
Yeah, it might as well have just been a DLC.
Like a remake
for
basically.
the first one.
That sounds like Mario Galaxy 2 to me.
Because it has some changes to it, but they're all very minor things.
Yeah, like just like something kind of like you'd have to really get into it to know like the difference.
Yeah, because like even the UI for your main character screen, it's identical.
Yeah.
I would have appreciated it if they at least made it look different. Just because it is a new game, it gives them a chance to redesign.
Yeah, but they didn't.
Yeah.
So, well, shit.
So let's go ahead, jump right into things. Before we do, could you guys scooch to the edge of the seat, just get in on the mic a little more, just so make sure.
Edge. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Luke, get in here more.
I'm getting in there. Oh.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about some movies now. First on the list, we have Annabelle Creation.
Should I talk about my experience with Dark Tower first, or should we just go on
Dark Tower? Oh, Dark Tower's not on the list. Yeah, let's start with Dark Tower then.
So we did talk about Dark Tower last week, but none of us watched it. But now, one of us have, that being me, and about an hour of it. And you may be wondering, why was it just like an hour of it? Well, this movie is. How do I like? I'm trying to think of like a word that describes something that's worse than the Emoji Movie.
A singular word in the dictionary that means worse than the Emoji Movie.
Oh wait a second. WTEM, which means worse than the Emoji Movie because that's fucking atrocious. Like. You have, like, Idris Elba and Matthew McConaughey.
That should be an instant win.
Yeah, and
be.
But you got, like, Idris Elba who's just like, I am a gunslinger and I just spout you exposition every line. And then Matthew McConaughey is, like, trying to be intimidating, but there's, like, scenes of him just being, like, a dumb doofus in New York and just being, like, you know, Matthew McConaughey being all like, like, that's how he talks in the movie. Just like,
Did he know the camera was on, or was he just being Matthew McConaughey?
I mean,
that sounds like it's just Matthew McConaughey.
Can I just say, there's like a scene in the movie, like, I won't spoil like what the context of it is. It's just like, there's a person he's about to kill, and he's just in their living room cooking food. He's like, oh, hey, I didn't see that. I'm just cooking up a little snack for me. And I was in the theater, like, just by myself going, what the fuck is happening?
With that said, I would love to watch a full feature film that's just Matthew McConaughey, the assassin. He's not playing a character. It's just himself, only he kills people.
Yeah.
And, like, he goes into people's houses and just waits for them, like, oh, I didn't see you there.
Okay. Also, his superpower is he kills people by telling them what to do, and you may be wondering what I mean by that. He just literally just says, "Don't breathe," and then they just like, ugh.
some strange little Three Little Bears knockoff where he just waits for people.
Yeah. But so yeah, that was bad. The story and dialogue, well, story-wise, like, it shows, like, this world with, like, a whole bunch of stuff in it that could be cool, and it never explains any of it, which, you know, like, whatever, if it's, like, a movie that's just, like, showing you the world, that's fine, but then it just contradicts itself every, like, 5 minutes or so, so it's just like, wait, what? Why is there, like, a red cloud thing that changes into people? Why is that there? Why is there a floorboard monster in this house? What? And
you just said so many amazing sentences there.
Yeah, like, I know that's what happens when you talk about this movie. You know.
I love the idea of red cloud that turns into people. That just makes me think back to the, Mommy, where do babies come from?
They come
from there's a red cloud that comes over the sky and drops babies.
Yeah, this drops babies.
To expecting mothers.
Oh my god, I just remembered. So, this Dark Tower is like, it's basically like a thing that wards off demons or whatever from getting into the world. And essentially, the way of destroying this Dark Tower is by strapping like a kid into some fucking dentist chair ass looking machine and shooting out a piss yellow laser that destroys the Dark Tower, and then all demons can go free. And there's rat people with like removable human faces. Not to like question Stephen King's writing because I know that this is not really based off most of the actual book, but what the fuck?
So there was a yellow beam?
Yeah, there was.
Man, blue beam has some competition now. Assuming that, you know, yellow beam gets hired again after that.
Yeah. But also it's got an advantage over blue beam by being unique because it doesn't go like straight to the sky. It does it's like an arc.
Well, I mean also blue beam is kind of a typecast.
Yeah. Now it's yellow beam of child's mind. Also, why is it specifically a child's mind?
Wait, the yellow beam curves?
Yeah, curves. Yeah, curves.
You can imagine the visual I have in my head for curved yellow beam.
That's why I said it was piss yellow. That's why I said that. But
so the Dark Tower basically takes a piss and then dies.
No, like
how it destroys it.
The villain creates a machine that takes a big piss on the Dark Tower and destroys it.
Oh, so you piss on it.
Yeah.
So it's like an iPhone. You piss on it and it stops working.
Yeah, pretty much. And I didn't see like the last third of the movie, but from what I heard, it was basically like the ending of the Ghostbusters remake.
That's not a good thing.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm bringing it up. And just like every single technical aspect was a joke. Like the cinematography was basically like from a sci-fi original film with slightly better color grading. The soundtrack was non-existent.
See, what you're saying is what I thought the movie would be like before I heard it was Idris Elba and Matthew McConaughey.
I know, right? And also,
I'm just so disappointed now. I feel like this was their agent said
there was a lot of potential.
Yeah.
This is gonna pay a lot of money.
Yeah.
Oh, what's it about? Doesn't matter. It's gonna pay a lot of money. I think you should do it.
Also, do you wanna know what? Like, also, this movie just feels so cheap. Like, just not just cinematography wise. I'm pretty sure there was a shot that they just stole like stock footage of New York and just added like a shadowy effect to it. Because like it looks so pixelated and like they added like a shit ton of sharpen in post production.
Gosh.
And do you want to know what's the funniest thing, though? You know who was originally going to direct this movie? Ron Howard. And they didn't. Why?
That's good.
I don't know. But yeah, like, it was the worst thing I've seen so far this year. Oh my, it's so boring. It's so ungodly boring. There was an action scene that happened, like, probably, like, 50 minutes into this movie. And it was the red cloud thing I was talking to you about. And the coolest thing that happens in this movie is the stuff Idris Elba does when he reloads his gun. And that's the coolest thing in the whole movie. And it lasts for like 5 seconds.
And it's in the trailer.
Yeah, they already showed like 2 of those things in the trailer.
So I'm going to be honest with you. You really caught me off guard. That was the most suspenseful thing ever. It was so... And I was like, what's he going to say? What's he going to say? And then you just went, boring!
Yeah, it was so... Like, it just... Like, a movie should, like, if it's not going to intrigue you or interest you in any way, it should at least give you some type of entertainment.
I feel that one sentence was more interesting than the movie.
Guess what? I had more of a mental and emotional experience walking out of the theater than I did watching the majority of that film. And I mean that with all sincerity. This film was shat out, and it is so obvious. But yeah.
Well, Dylan, do you plan to see this movie?
Probably not. I mean,
not after today.
Sorry.
I mean, maybe if it ends up on TV somehow, I'll maybe go see it. But
if you're not paying money for it, I'd say like it's if you want to watch it, sure, why not? But like, no, don't pay money for it, please. But yeah.
I mean, I was excited for that one scene, but I'm not gonna just go see the movie for that one scene.
Yeah, they might like post up on YouTube probably today. Actually,
that's true. They'll probably do stuff like that. But
yeah.
Anyway, on to the next movie on the list, which
can I just? I'm sorry. Do you want to know what the moment was that I walked out of the movie?
Yes.
When they said that they had like a moment, like they were talking like these characters when he's in the Dark Tower world. They're talking to the kid. It's like he has a power. He's like he has the Shining, and I went, what the fuck? And they do the exact same thing like from The Shining, where it's like, you are so talented in The Shining, my son. and it's like, I'm out of here. Fuck. Good night, everybody. I can't do this. Like, I have a bad feeling they're trying to start a Stephen King cinematic universe because I saw like so many references to his other books.
Oh
and
my
then
gosh! Could you imagine if there's a post-credit scene with it in it?
Maybe. What if like Stephen King becomes like Stan Lee and starts cameoing in these movies? Except instead of being like lighthearted and funny, he looks like he wants to die and just continue writing with whatever he was doing before. But yeah,
so
it's good. Yeah, it's a good movie. Yeah.
Next on the list, which I see you guys are talking about a little bit here, is It or not It? Gosh dang it, Annabelle, the Creation. So I did some trailer reactions to that one. I haven't seen the first Annabelle. I've seen some of the scenes in it. I know the general plot of it, but I haven't seen it myself.
Yeah.
But I know the director, his work. He does some good stuff. But Luke, have you seen it yet?
Oh, New Annabelle, I did not. I didn't have much interest, mainly because I heard the first Annabelle was big old poopy, and like I actually really like the Conjuring movies, and I was just like, why did they make a film about the Annabelle thing? Like that was just, you know, it wasn't about the ghost. It was about like the characters in the environment dealing with the ghost. And yeah, like I don't know, I didn't see it. I heard decent reviews, but still meh.
What I heard about it is that like I didn't hear much about the movie as a whole, but I heard that the ending was like kind of unexpected.
Unexpected good or unexpected bad?
Like unexpected good. Like they were just like they were like shook from it, basically.
That's good. Yeah, because from what I've seen of the first Annabelle, it had a few decent moments, but then overall was kind of boring.
Yeah, it was kind of like uneventful.
So
it just seems to me like one of those like date night scary movie things.
Yeah,
pretty much.
You mean
where you
by
take
scary you mean jump scares?
Yeah, so where you take your date and you basically get her to cuddle with you basically because she's scared.
Yeah, it's a decent time movie, not like good, great, just decent time. From what I've heard at least.
Yeah. So
what else we got?
I don't watch horror movies in the theater.
He waits till he can watch them in a lighted room.
Yeah.
Yes. Because
with a bathroom nearby.
If you wonder why, watch my Freaky Friday videos.
Oh boy.
Luke, you know the Freaky Friday series better than anyone since you've edited most of the episodes.
Yeah, like
how would you
so
say?
Bad.
Remember my reaction playing the Outlast 2 part of the stream? Yeah,
you like knocked over the entire
setup.
Microphone setup because of Scary Lady showed up.
So in Outlast 2, and this isn't a spoiler. It's in the first half hour of the game, first hour of my stream because I did everything at 5% speed.
Yeah.
But there's a witch lady, and I heard the witch lady before I saw her, and I was like, oh god, she's around here somewhere. Oh god, where's she gonna be? Man, if I see this witch lady, and then she was in front of us, we were walking right into each other, and I didn't just scoot back.
You just
I died.
You pounced out of your chair.
I basically let her take my soul. I went straight back. The microphone came back with me. Yeah. Everything on my desk came back with me. And everything. Luke had to keep playing with me on the ground holding the microphone.
Yeah, like I grabbed the microphone out. I didn't even have this on it. I was just like, hey guys, how are you doing? Everything's fine. No problems here. Don't look at the other side.
So I don't go and watch horror movies in the theater. God forbid on a date. Could you? That would not be a great date impression.
I went to one scary movie in the theater, and luckily the movie was so bad that it wasn't scary. I went to see The Darkness.
Oh, I forgot about that. God, that was a movie.
That movie was awful.
Yeah, I heard, and it had Kevin Bacon in it.
It wasn't even really scary at all.
I heard about that. Yeah,
like it was supposed to be like terrifying. But. It was like the least scary movie I had ever seen.
Wow. I'm trying to think what the first horror movie I saw in the theater was, because I've seen a couple. I could probably think of the most recent one I've seen. I think it was probably probably Split or the Blair Witch film from last year, which I like. It's not a good movie. I just like it. Like it. Like,
respectable.
It scared me, but it's not a good movie whatsoever. But I found it scary, so shut up.
Yeah. Because, like, when I watch horror movies, I watch it in the comfort of my own home with the pause button handy.
Yeah.
And that's how I do it. Preferably earlier in the day, the better.
Yeah, because,
and,
more light out.
He doesn't want to have nightmares, obviously.
Literally. So, Halloween, normally I do a movie marathon. But you know what I ended on last year?
What?
The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, you puss. Oh.
So, that's my view on horror movies. So, will there be a review of Annabelle on the channel?
No.
No, unless Luke does it.
I might. I don't know.
So, but you will not be getting one from me. Maybe when it comes out on DVD, but that is a hard maybe.
If anybody wants to go see it with me, then I'll see it. But if not, there's like, nah, I don't really feel like it.
Yeah. Well, here's one you might go see. He says sarcastically.
Oh boy, my favorite movie of the year.
The movie the movie that is designed for kids, but's name is a sexual innuendo. The Nut Job.
Oh,
2.
Hey, god damn it, Will Arnett. you do so much good stuff, yet you did this.
What's the cast?
The only one is
people who want more money.
Damn it.
So who here has seen the first Nut Job?
I saw the first one.
Okay,
Oh,
Dylan,
you
what
did?
were your thoughts on the first one?
I mean, it's a kid's movie, but, I mean, you can't really...
Yes, but Toy Story is a kid's movie, too.
Yeah, I know.
The Incredibles is a kid's movie. Heck, Shrek is a kid's movie.
The Iron Giant is a kid's movie, and that
Yeah.
made me depressed.
The cast isn't that great.
I saw Jackie Chan.
You got Jackie Chan.
Oh, that's right.
And
what
then...
the fuck, Gabriel Iglesias?
Yeah, he plays...
That's right.
He plays... Yeah.
I forgot they were in it.
So, I mean, I knew that Gabriel Iglesias was in it, but I didn't know Jackie Chan.
I knew Jackie Chan was in it.
Will Arnett,
They-
Maya Rudolph.
Oh my
god.
god.
And Jeff Dunham.
Jeff Dunham? What the fuck?
That's...
Why?
And Tom Kenny.
Yeah, Caden. I would only see the Nut Job because Jeff Dunham is in it.
I would see it because Gabriel Iglesias.
Yeah. I would see it
He's
because
like one of my top comedians, so... Or my top favorite comedians, so...
Yeah. I'd watch it for either Gabriel Iglesias or Will Arnett, because...
I wouldn't watch it.
I know, like, that's the thing, I wouldn't, but, like, hypothetically...
If I went there, the reason it would be was for that.
Either that or for self-harm.
Yeah.
I'll probably end
I
up...
was gonna say, the reason I'd see it would be because I'd hate myself.
Yeah, something like that, pretty much.
The reason I would go see this if I was being paid to go see it.
Yeah.
True. Then you'd be a movie critic. I guess that's kind of a definition of putting it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it
Getting
would.
paid to see movies.
Alright.
So is that enough to talk about for the Nut Job? Because
Yes.
there's not that much we have to say.
I guess so. What? Yeah, I was gonna say, like, did we have any other movies to talk about?
We do have some stuff to talk about in the movies category.
I do remember there was one I wanted to talk about, but again, like, it was a limited release thing, so I don't know if...
What if Kevin Hart was the main character?
That would be weird.
You're tempting me now.
Okay, yeah. If Kevin Hart...
To be fair, Kevin Hart was the main character in Pets.
Yeah, in Secret Life of Pets.
Yeah, but that wasn't all that.
Yeah,
I went to see it in theaters.
Yeah.
Like, during the first week.
So if Gabriel Azalea and Kevin Hart were in an animated movie together...
No, I would go.
Hey Nick, can I just say something about Secret Life of Pets? I saw that in theaters, but not because I wanted to, but because my mom is a super animal freak, and she's like, "Do you want to go see it with us?" I was like, "I guess."
What's called for me? I could probably say that I've gone to see almost every movie Kevin Hart has been in.
That's pretty
except
impressive.
one. Like the one that I can think of off the top of my head that I haven't gone to see was Captain Underpants.
Oh,
Captain Underpants was great though.
I need to see the road trip movies. The what's it called? What's the term?
Oh, You're talking about the ride along?
Ride Along movies.
1 and 2, those were both really
I need
good.
to see those. Those are the 2 Kevin Hart movies that I know I need.
Ride Along 1 was better than 2, but 2 was still good.
Okay. So next on the list, which is kind of a joke, kind of not really.
Yeah, this is gonna be hilarious to talk about.
The Fidget Spinner Movie.
All right.
Oh yeah, yes.
All right. So
we talked about previously on the podcast how technically, since fidget spinners are kind of toys, what would it be like if in Toy Story 4 they're the fidget spinner character?
No. I swear, no.
Could you imagine that?
They
had the army men in the Barbies, which were relevant when the first one came out. So if they wanted to be relevant now, they'd have a fidget spinner toy.
But the problem that bugs me is that Toy Story 4 isn't coming out until 2018 or 2019, because I can't remember the timeline off the top of my head.
They gotta create characters now.
But the problem is it's in production now, which scares me, because in 1 or 2 years, fidget spinners are going to be completely irrelevant.
Yeah.
And I'll be sitting in the theaters, because I'm going to obviously go to see it because it's Toy Story.
Yeah,
I'm going to be sitting in it, and there's going to be a fidget spinner in there, and it's going to be totally irrelevant, and I'm not going to be very thrilled.
What if...
I just imagine seeing the fidget spinner walk. He's just like, hey guys!
He's like rolling. Yeah. He doesn't even... Or it'll be like a fidget spinner. Or it'll be like a fidget spinner, and then between like the two of the legs, or 2 of the fidget parts, it just has 2 legs. Like it's like a walking fidget spinner,
I was
and
thinking,
it just randomly spins when you want.
I was thinking like 2 of the holes would be like eyes.
I just imagine. Oh no, the evil toy's getting away. Buzz, I got it. Grabs the fidget spinner and throws it.
Or like a character uses it as like a way to fly, like it grabs onto it and spins it, and it like makes.
Oh god.
No, I'm telling you right now, if I go to see Toy Story 4 and I see that in there, I will be extremely disappointed.
It's like if
it's gonna happen, but I'm still gonna be disappointed.
It's like if Toy Story came out, then when the Toy Stories came out in the early 2000s and had silly bands.
Oh.
Do you remember silly bands?
Yeah.
They were in there, I'm pretty sure.
Wait, were they?
Yeah.
In Toy Story 3?
Yeah, they were in there.
3 had some weird stuff.
They had some silly bands in there. I'm 95% sure.
No, I think there was silly bands or they're like some kind of knockoff.
It was some knockoff, but if I can remember correctly, because I've seen them.
Yeah. Also,
but so going off of this what we're talking about, the Fidget Spinner movie. So we watched the fan-made trailer.
It was like a German thing or something.
Yeah. And the funniest...
Professor Fidget!
Yeah, and but the funny thing to me was at the end, because since it was all in German, there was obviously subtitles, and towards the very end, one of the last subtitles was Beyblade, the movie.
Beyblade the movie.
And...
See, my favorite part of that fan-made trailer was there's a character called Professor Fidget, who they name-dropped him like 10 times in that trailer.
Exactly.
Just at random points, you'd go, Professor Fidget, no!
And then just the shot of the giant fidget spinner over just the city, and
shadow
like from Independence Day.
Yeah.
And then it's starting to spin and causing like a giant tornado.
Someone should replace the spaceship in Independence Day with the fidget spinner. So like everybody just has a fidget spinner like digitally put into their hand, and then just it just the circle opens up. It's like
maybe a movie just called 2018, and it's just a giant fidget spinner trying to destroy.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine if that would be smart for movie studios to do though, if they did in 2 years 2018 the movie, and it's a joke about how stupid we were in 2018. Then the next year is 2019 the movie, how stupid 2019 the year.
And it's
and they can just keep whipping out sequels.
And it's just like a straight up representation of what the world was like at that time. And so then you could be your kids could be like, what was it like living in your time? And you could be like, look, we're gonna sit down and watch this movie, and this will be basically my childhood.
But I could see it as a comedy, like the Scary Movie series and all that kind of stuff.
Like Zombieland almost.
Yeah.
Maybe like a sketch film almost, where there's things that happened in the world, and it's just played out by famous actors.
There's super serious things, and then there's super funny parts of it.
That would be a really good movie series.
Yeah.
Because, and the nice thing is, that's a movie series that's logical in making sequel after sequel.
Because
there's room for money, right?
It's basically the existence of humanity as a film comedy series.
Warner Bros., if you're watching this,
pay us money.
Be a great idea.
But what I think, if someone were to do that, what they would have to do is they'd have to keep their yes, they would have to get some famous people to do it, but they'd have to keep their cost relatively down.
Yeah,
good point.
At least for the first one.
Yeah, and then if they're all successful.
if the first one becomes super successful, then they can afford to have bigger names in it.
I'd be down like if it was like a bigger like cinematic universe in like Marvel or something, because it's the actual universe that they're making into a film.
But yeah, so I just am kind of upset. There'll be a Let's Talk Movies at some point that will kind of touch on this a little bit, just with how Hollywood has become with things like the Angry Birds movie and now the Emoji movie, the Fidget Spinner movie coming soon, and then the joke meme movie.
Oh yeah, the meme movie. Yeah. Oh yeah. I made a joke actually in a group of friends when we were watching a movie. Is like, what if like the meme movie was like had Pepe voiced by Steve Buscemi and John Cena played by John Cena, and just like a whole list of like stupid ass memes like played by Dat Boy played by like Gary Busey or something like that.
Gary Busey.
Here comes Dat Boy.
Here comes Dat Boy, because it's Gary Busey just like he yells at the top of his lungs.
Then they'd have to get Arnold Schwarzenegger to play someone.
Maybe like I don't know.
Who could Kevin Hart play?
No. Arnold Schwarzenegger could play Caveman SpongeBob.
Oh yeah.
You aren't even gonna give that to the actor who plays SpongeBob?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kevin
that'd
Hart.
Be a slap to the face.
Kevin Hart could play.
Let me think. Actually, who would he play as a meme?
He's obviously he could play a meme because.
Oh yeah. Oh easy.
Maybe. If you play a meme, are you?
What are some recent?
He could
memes?
just be the main character.
What are some recent memes? Like he could be like the real life character who's like fighting in this world of memes. But if he had to play one, he would probably play. I got it. Okay, I can't remember what to call it, but the salt meme.
Oh, the salt bait.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden, just like at random points in the movie, he's just like in like a scene. He's just like all of a sudden he's just like.
Maybe like there's like a character who's just like yelling and having like a passionate like speech about how mad he is, and then just like.
Just
like
salt
on top of
all
his head.
over.
Okay.
Just, like,
all right.
This conversation is causing me physical pain now.
Okay. Hey, just like watching Dark Tower. Oh.
So I am going to get back to a previous comment I saw a while ago, because we're at a decent point, because the next part of movies are related to DC, so this is a pretty decent point to talk about it. Someone asked about tips for editing software and lights and things for a YouTube channel starting out.
Yeah.
If you're on Mac, iMovie. Start with iMovie. iMovie's great. You still edit on iMovie, right?
Yeah, because that's all I can afford and my computer could probably process.
And iMovie's a good program to learn on, so if you're just starting, we recommend iMovie. If you're on Mac. If you're on PC, is Windows Movie Maker still a thing?
It's still a thing, but I mean, I don't know if it's being...
But that's...
It's still a thing, but I don't know when the last time it was really updated was.
Yeah, there's I know a good program that's free and a decent editor. It's, made by it's Andrew Kramer's group. What is it called? I'll try to remember it, but there's a free editing software for PC by, I'm gonna Google it right now, by Andrew Kramer's group, but it's good, and for lighting, you shouldn't need that much, in all honesty.
And especially when you're just getting started, you don't really, lighting shouldn't be your biggest priority. Your biggest priority should be figuring out the content that you want to produce and focus on that, and focus on commentary, and focus on
commentary is a big one.
Focus on the skills behind it before worrying too much about equipment that you use.
Agreed.
It's kind of more like know that you're going to be able to do it, and then worry about more of the technicals later.
Yep.
And just going back to the whole thing with my with me filming with an iPhone, it was what I had at the time, and I didn't care because I was finding a way to make things work. That's what the biggest thing is.
Yes.
Yeah. And you can make
work with what you have.
And even then you can make something really good with like what you have. Like I remember hearing there was like a whole movie shot on an iPhone, and I looked at some of the screenshots of it. It's like it actually looks pretty decent considering.
Oh yeah.
And
you just gotta know your stuff.
well, and now with phone cameras getting better, it's a little bit more possible. And like even with Nick, like he started out filming Let's Plays with his
It's a
video
crappy
camera
camcorder on a tripod
Yeah.
pointed at
the TV, and so
You can make it work stylistically, I guess.
you can make it work. You just have to be dedicated, figure out what you want to do,
And be willing to do it.
and you
Yes.
don't want to make a channel based off of what's popular. You want to make a channel based off of what you want to do, or else when that stuff isn't popular anymore, or you try to switch to do something else, then you need to basically get big off of what you want to do, not what's popular, just to try and get big on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like my channel that I've been doing like for a while has been mainly like movie reviews because like that's what movie people do. And after a while, I was like, I kind of hate this, so now I just do stupid ass like videos about the movies I saw. Like I felt
It's like alternative reviews.
it's an alternative review. It's a new genre.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting a new genre.
And then for lighting, if you are at a point where lighting is a concern, maybe videos wise, you got a good setup, editing wise, you got a good setup, you just want to take it to the next level. And by the way, it's the editor I was thinking of, check Video Copilot, that's Andrew Kramer's group. I believe they have an editor that's good, but if you need lighting, this works.
Yeah.
Light on your phone. But if you want something a little more professional, these lights I love. There's these little tiny kind of box lights. You can put these kind of filters on. I got a couple different colors. This one's just white. You slide it in here, and then in the back, got batteries, and you just turn it on a dimmer, and you can adjust the brightness, make it brighter, make it darker.
Bright.
It's a really good light. I've used it on everything from short films to Freaky Friday videos. It's great.
Oh, is that what you use for like when you make it like completely dark and then just
Pretty dark and then light up my face. I
Ooh,
turn off all the
cool.
lights and then have this on my desk pointed at my face.
Hey Nick, I might possibly want to use that. for
Yep, go
October.
for it.
Okay, cool.
Anyway, so now going back to movies,
Alright.
we have first off the Flash movie. They just
The Flash?
confirmed. Yeah, we're talking about the Flash movie because they confirmed something interesting.
Oh, I
which
think I saw this on
Could
Twitter.
be. It's
Alright.
I want to say good or bad, but it's most likely going to be a bad thing. Depending on how they redeem themselves after this point. The Flash movie is going to be based off the comic book storyline Flashpoint.
All right.
Now, personally, I think this is a stupid move, and I'll go into why. I think it's a stupid move because this is way too early. DC is playing catch-up, but they're playing catch-up all wrong.
yeah, like
They're like Batman v Superman shouldn't have happened that quickly.
Yeah.
Justice League shouldn't have happened
this
as quickly as it is. I think they're rushing through it a little too much, and Flashpoint is kind of where I draw the line. Flashpoint is where the Flash goes back, because the Flash, if you don't know, became the Flash because when he was little, his mom got killed by a speedster.
a speedster. Oh, what's that?
Speedster is a super person whose super speed or super power is speed. They're a speedster. So Barry Allen's mom got killed by a speedster. He became the Flash. Found out that speedster was his destined arch enemy.
Yeah.
But in Flashpoint, the Flash goes back in time to the night his mother died and fights the speedster, preventing his mother from being killed.
So
And it
basically preventing
take-
him from existing.
Yeah.
Prevents his mother from dying.
I know that, but like,
Yeah,
but
so then
Isn't
when
the
he got-
reason-
right?
So then he goes back to his normal time and realizes it created an alternate timeline where, yes, he is no longer the Flash. Because his mother, he was like 9 when his mother died. So his mother's alive, but he's not the Flash, and everything in the universe is different. For instance, Batman is not Bruce Wayne. Batman is Thomas Wayne, Bruce Wayne's dad. Because that night where Bruce's parents died in the alley, in this new universe,
Yeah.
the mugger shot and killed Bruce, and the two parents survived. So Bruce's dad became the new Batman, and Bruce's mom became Joker.
Yeah, this sounds like a bit of a mess.
Superman,
Yeah.
because of Flash not being Flash, it adjusted something to where Superman didn't land in Smallville. He landed just outside of a government base and was instantly taken prisoner and was being studied.
That does seem like a
Wonder
giant mess.
Woman. Wonder Woman and Aquaman are the two biggest superpowers in the world then, and they start a world war. So all of Wonder Woman's Amazonians against all of Aquaman's Atlanteans. And they're basically destroying the planet with this war. They're wanting to do this for the first Flash movie.
What the fuck? Why?
A movie that will come out in probably 2 years at the very beginning of the DC's existence as a cinematic universe. I feel this is, first off, it's an amazing comic book series, don't get me wrong, but it's way too early to do this. You want, like, look at how Marvel did Civil War. Imagine if Civil War was a movie right after Justice League. Because that's what The Flash is. Flash is a movie right after Justice League. So what if Civil War was a movie right after Avengers?
Yeah.
The first Avengers.
Speaking of Justice League, I have something to talk about with that, actually, when we're done with Flash talk.
Okay. So A, I feel it's way too early for that. And secondly, I can kind of tell why they're wanting to do this. Because it ends with Sperry going back to the night his mother was dying and stopping himself from stopping the other speedster.
Yeah.
And then his mother lives and he goes back. And the timeline is the same with minor differences.
Yeah.
What Warner Brothers might be doing with this is using this as a chance to reboot. When the Flash creates the paradox, he goes back to the new timeline, and that gives them a fresh start. That means all they need to keep is their actor for the Flash. People are speculating, since Ben Affleck's a little with Warner Brothers right now, that might be a way for him to step down from the cowl and they get a new actor as Batman.
Okay.
People are speculating things like they can do recasting, they can clean up continuity errors, like, well, because the Flash messed up the timeline, Jesse Eisenberg isn't Lex Luthor anymore. Bryan Cranston is. He never had that son, so Bryan Cranston is still Lex Luthor. They can clean up things like that.
I guess, but...
But with
it's
that,
kind of like...
it's a real panic, first off. It seems clear that if they do use this as a chance to reboot the franchise, it's not going to be a shh, they'll never notice. It's very clear what they're doing if they use this as
it kind of feels like replacing a broken window with a new one, but the broken window's still there. But it's like, if you're getting a house, like, I can see it, it's broken, you dumbass.
Yeah, like, that is the only reason why people are thinking they're doing Flashpoint Paradox this early on, is because it will give them a chance to reboot.
Yeah.
Without technically saying, no, we didn't reboot.
So, basically they made the next couple of films kind of completely pointless then, though?
Well, think X-Men Days of Future Past. It would do what that movie did.
I guess.
It would kind of create a new timeline.
I always thought, like, X-Men Days of Future Past was kind of like they made that just so they could forget about all the bad X-Men movies they made.
That's one of the main things. So this would be DCEU doing that.
Yeah, alright. But they really shouldn't have to
No,
done
exactly. That's why I am kind of upset with this.
It just...
You shouldn't have had to reboot a franchise, 4 movies in?
Yeah, like, well, actually, just a second.
Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Wonder Woman, Justice League. Yeah.
4 movies in, yeah.
Man, that was a good guess. I totally pulled that out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But, like, I just feel kind of uneasy about that.
Yeah. Speaking of being uneasy, so one thing that I heard, I'm not sure, like, how true this was, but there was an article that said, like, the first cut of Justice League was finished, and that it was a complete mess. And I was kind of like, that's not good, considering, you know, the fact that it's been, like, there's only, like, a couple months left until the movie actually gets released. And so, and it's just kind of making me think, like, you know, what is it that's, like, making it a mess? Like, remember, like, they got Joss Whedon, and it's still kind of, like...
But to be fair, Joss Whedon is coming in at the tail end. If they got Joss Whedon from the beginning, then I would feel more confident. Yeah. It's like imagine if they got an amazing director for a film when the film's already done. I see what you mean, but still, like, it's it should at least still feel like not just unwatchable, but just like it was alright, like it was like, or just bad, but like people are saying like this was like a massive mess or something like that, and I'm just like, is it
Are they gonna fix that by the time? Comes out?
And I'm not surprised by that. If I'm being totally honest with you, because that's kind of how Batman v Superman was. It was a mess. It had potential, but there was just too much.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like it's just kind of like another thing is like the Warner Brothers isn't really doing the DC thing very well by kind of rushing this stuff out as soon as possible, because like this sounds like there should be like reshoots and like re-edits of like a whole bunch of stuff,
which there isn't time for. Yeah,
there isn't any time for it because the movie comes out in about like just a second, like 3 months.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I wish I could say I was surprised by that or I didn't believe that, but I believe it, and I kind of Well, but the last thing we have for movies is they just announced a director and a couple details about the Shazam movie.
Oh yeah.
So the director of it, I found his name, is David F. Sandberg, and he's the guy who did Lights Out and the new Annabelle movie.
Oh yeah.
So, in which what I like about him is the fact that he's a indie filmmaker.
Yeah, like a small budget.
Yeah, who's just now kind of starting to play with some of the bigger stuff, but I have hope because he still has that indie filmmaker mindset.
Yeah.
So that kind of gives me some hope for some of what he's trying to do. He did announce a couple interesting things about the Shazam movie, though. The first big one is that Black Adam, which is one of the first characters they casted, The Rock, they casted him back when Batman v Superman was still in production.
Yeah.
He will not be in Shazam.
Okay.
Which Shazam and Black Adam, they
cast him then at that
Black
point?
Adam is Shazam's main villain.
Yeah, so do they have a different villain?
I feel weird that they're not it's like in a DC universe, imagine if Warner Brothers years ago when Man of Steel was coming out was like, hey, we're working on a movie called Man of Steel, here's the actor playing Joker, and then didn't use Joker in a Batman movie or the Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah,
it's like, well, you casted the actor, you're not using them.
You announced it.
Yeah.
It's just like, why announce it if you're not gonna like be using it?
Which I feel like they did that because they're like, wait, Marvel took Vin Diesel? Crap, dibs on The Rock.
Dibs on The Rock, and then they're like, what are we gonna use him for? It's like, not now, but
figure it out, quick.
It's like, it'll probably be like 5 years from now, and nobody will care. But whatever.
I mean, why would you not put Black Adam in it when you have an actor as huge as The Rock playing him?
Yeah.
It feels like a really weird call.
It does, yeah.
And the director kind of defended this by saying, well, we wanted to keep the movie about Shazam and not introduce a huge DC villain like Black Adam who takes some of the spotlight. But then what are they going to do for a villain then?
If they want to profile.
Yeah, if they want to focus on Shazam.
Is it going to be like Civil War where it's just some Randy?
That's my fear, is then this is then DC telling him like, look, the villain doesn't matter. Let's focus on the main character. Villain, just to excel the plot and someone for them to fight.
Yeah.
We got The Rock on, call that we'll use for the second one. Because there will totally be a sequel.
Yeah, it's just like, don't be so certain about that, considering how it's been.
Yeah, so like, I feel that's a super weird call.
Yeah, it really is. It's just like, oh, we got this Rock character. Mm-hmm. Is he going to be in the movie? No.
What do you think is going through The Rock's head? Like, man, I get to be in a superhero movie? Heck yeah. Okay, what movie am I going to be in?
Shazam 2.
Yeah, we don't know yet.
We're kind of in the process of doing like give us 4 years. All right?
They're like we know you're working on like 5 other movies right now, but
maybe that's why he said yes.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, because I mean, he probably is. He's working on at least like 2 more right now.
Oh yeah, but I wonder if he said like, if Warner Brothers came to him like, hey, we want you to play Black Adam in one of our movies. He's like, man, guys, I don't know. I got a lot of movies on my plate. I got my agent and we have the next 6 years planned. Like, totally good. We'll put you in a movie 6 years from now.
They're like, we'll pay you now, but then you just have to answer the phone whenever we call.
Yeah, just be like it'll be like interviewing for like a place that you just like trying to get callbacks from. By the way, I need to use the restroom really badly since.
Yeah, this is a pretty good point because we're moving on from sections.
Moving right along.
So when we were thinking of the games topic, I don't know if you guys have talked about this before or if you want to wait until next week.
Mhm.
But the Uncharted 4 DLC comes out in October or August 22nd.
You got to kind of security laser beam your way through.
So
Man, I wish we had a camera right where I'm looking to show what's going on right here. No, hold on.
Yeah.
I could be helping you right now, but...
What are you doing? I'm crawling with a baby. Hi, how's it going? This is going to be someone's fetish someday, and I'll be creeped out by it.
Alright. Let me adjust this again.
Thank you.
So I didn't know if you guys have already talked about it or if you wanted to save it or...
I mean, we'll talk about it a little because I'm a huge Uncharted fan. Yeah, I love watching that on the playback.
Oh my goodness.
But anyway, so yeah, I loved Uncharted 4, and at first, I'm gonna be honest, when I heard Uncharted The Lost Legacy, I thought it was a new Uncharted game.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be a standalone game, not...
Yeah. With that said, this DLC might as well be a new game.
Yeah,
it has.
See, like, it has enough content where it could stand alone, but I feel that they're not taking the risk of putting it out as its own game.
Which I'm happy about.
Which I think is a smart decision.
I mean, do you remember Halo 3 ODST?
Yeah.
That was its own game. It shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
So this, I feel, was a good call.
I wonder what the price is.
Hope I can play Dead by Daylight and Halo sometime. I'd love to do a Dead by Daylight video or series. We just need people for it. But I would love to do it. You remember Dead by Daylight when that first came out?
No.
It's that kind of monster. I feel like if I show you some pictures, you might remember.
Yeah, so the Lost Legacy is going to be $40.
Which is totally fine,
which is not,
for what it is.
Which isn't that bad at all. But then I'm confused, because it's like its own disc, too.
Mm-hmm. Dead by Daylight?
It looks familiar. Probably.
Different killers. That's kind of the gameplay.
Yeah, probably. Would
it's
you kind of say
stereotypical horror movie video game, basically?
So would you kind of say it's like Jason or Friday the 13th in a way?
This game came out way before Friday the 13th and is way better. Friday the 13th is a knockoff of it.
Okay, then yeah.
But yeah, gameplay wise, it's pretty much the same, only done better than Friday the 13th. Because the killers aren't as OP as Jason in Friday the 13th.
So it's like one of those games that was made first and then Friday the 13th knocked it off. Basically.
Exactly, because they had the rights.
It knocked it off, but it wasn't successful, and whereas some games do knock it off and it ends up better.
Yeah,
because
Dead by Daylight, it's actually that's the good thing you brought it up. It's like H1Z1 and PUBG, only the opposite. The remake was worse, or the knockoff was worse.
Because the knockoff of Day 1 Z1 is way better.
Way better, yeah. But like with Dead by Daylight, the monsters and creatures are all kind of these creatures that the game devs made. Whereas Friday the 13th, they could use the name Jason.
Yeah.
But anyway, so now moving on to the news gaming side of things.
Excuse me.
Yep.
Do you have time to talk about a Florence Fury?
We have a short little story that Luke, I believe you're the one who has a lot of the insight on here.
Oh.
Nintendo being sued.
Oh, yeah.
I'll let you head back over.
I can also talk
about
that.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, you guys can. I don't know that much about this.
So pretty much, I'll just wait until he stops crawling.
Just a second. I'm going to go into this little like cat bin over here where I belong. God damn it! I feel like I'm gonna like tear this thing off. This better not be focused on my ass, Nick.
No, I'm keeping it away.
Alright. Keep that away from my ass. Okay.
Alrighty.
Alright, so...
sorry.
Basically, so when the Switch was announced, there was severe mixed reactions from it.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was people who were just like... this is basically the Wii U, but... just a more portable version, and it was like a cross between that and a DS, and there's just a lot of super mixed feelings about it, and people didn't know how to feel about it. And I mean, it's been more successful than the Wii U has.
Because to be fair, it is better.
Yeah, it is better. So
better.
basically, Game Vice, which I don't know what their company does, but Game Vice has has an attachment for iPhones and Android phones that is literally looks exactly like the Switch removable controllers are. Therefore, they're being sued because Game Vice already has the patent for
the design.
For the design, and if you look at a picture of what it is, I mean, all you have to do is look up Nintendo being sued, and you'll literally see the picture, and they're so identical, or not like they look pretty similar, whereas where like they're just slightly skinnier and they have similar functionality.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's pretty much the biggest thing. So I mean, I don't know exactly where the lawsuit is in the process of it, but it's happening, and I don't know exactly what they can do about it because it's already sold out to.
Exactly. It's
sold
not
to
like it's like you have to recall all of the Switch controllers
because it's sold to 2.5 million people already, and
so like that's gonna be a bit of a.
So
it's probably just gonna end up being a money.
It's just gonna be a money thing where Nintendo has to pay Game Vice basically, or it might have to end up being like a royalty thing, where they have to pay a royalty on the amount of Switches that are being sold because it is their design or something, because it's not like it wasn't patented, because it clearly was patented.
Yeah.
So
who knows?
And I kind of feel this is probably a case of Nintendo, I feel like, might not have known about this, and now
they're like from
oh
Japan.
crap.
Well, and now it's kind of like a publicity thing, because since then, it's actually interesting because the spike in sales of the Game Vice device that was so similar, it has actually spiked since then. Since the whole lawsuit got announced.
Yeah.
And so with Nintendo being as big of a company as it is, because Nintendo's obviously bigger than Game Vice.
Yeah, of course,
then
like,
it creates more publicity for them too. So they might try and drag it on as long as possible to try and bring some more revenue into their company.
Yeah. That's
so
I guess that's true.
Nintendo is gonna have to cough up something and work out something, because there's no way Nintendo can recall everything.
Yeah, like it's just like it's too much already.
So in my knowledge on this story just comes from seeing the picture of Vice's controller and then the Switches, and yes, I can kind of they are very similar.
And they're very similar, and I mean the major difference is that the controllers can be standalone, or like the Switch's controllers are standalone, where as the Game Vice things, it does absolutely no good without a device. And I mean, you still need a device for the Switch, but
you can disconnect
it, and it has multiple functionalities. So the concept of it was stolen, but they added to it. But there's still issues with that because of the patent.
Yeah, of course, because
Luke, do you have anything to add on the story?
Not really that I can think of.
Because I'll have nothing to add. So
I was gonna say, like, I feel like though no matter how much money they pay back to these people, if they don't recall it, it's not gonna be enough for like the amount of Switch money that Nintendo's getting.
Well, that's why I was thinking that they might have to do some kind of royalty, because okay, you sell this many, we get this much of it. Like, they have to work something out like that, or else I don't see what else can be done. Because if Game Vice, in my opinion, if Game Vice takes just a one-time settlement from them, then they're absolutely stupid. Unless it's a massive settlement, but I still think they could get a decent settlement and still get a royalty out of it.
I guess, probably it probably will be something like that. Bless you, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
But so I mean, that's my opinion on the situation. I don't know what's gonna happen, and I'm gonna keep my eye on it just because I'm curious.
Yeah, it's like it's an interesting thing.
And like the Switch to me wasn't something that I was like super hype on, like going out to buy. But like if I was in the position where I was traveling a lot, that would be ideal because
you can. I had a friend who said like he might even like bring it to like some events or whatever that I go to, so we can like, hey, we have nothing better to do.
Because it's like an ultimate like playing. It's like basically a portable console.
I treat it as a PlayStation or a PSP.
Oh yeah,
basically
yeah. It's
like a DS, but better because there's more. Because I mean, I guess with the DS, like there's some similar games, but
yeah.
Anyway, so now we're going into the Not for Families game night part of the podcast. Before we do so, I'm going to read some of the comments here that we might have missed. Having on Xbox. So, are you guys going to play Xbox during the live stream? Yes, we're planning on it, but first we're going to do some Cards Against Humanity, and then do some Worms WMD. So I'm thinking we'll do one round of cards. First to 5 of the black cards wins. Okay. Everyone here knows how to play it?
Yeah.
Okay. For the audience, just so you guys know, it's all about who is the worst person in the room.
Who makes you laugh the most.
Yeah. So, if you have not seen the episode that came out this week, watch it. It was great.
That was a great episode, actually. I really like the way you
did the good cards.
Everyone, go ahead and grab 7 cards.
7 cards.
I like to mix it up, so I'll grab from 2, 3, 4. Yeah, Luke, let me move this closer to you. Hold on.
I'm still gonna do it like this.
6,
and then 1 more.
Alrighty. And
7.
then when we place down our cards, try and place it in front of the table cam.
Oh yeah.
So they can see it. Otherwise, there's no point in having a table cam.
So who's gonna?
I'll be the czar first.
Alright.
Yeah. Cesar.
Okay. That one we done the last one, so I'm gonna go ahead and move it around. Alrighty. Kids, I don't need drugs to get high. I'm high on blank. If anyone has a Mountain Dew card, that's an instant win, by the way.
I'm sorry, just one of the cards actually made me laugh. I'm high on... This would actually sound like something you would do in a PSA from the 80s about drugs. That's like a parody or something, maybe.
Kids, I don't need drugs to get high. I'm high on erectile dysfunction. That would be the worst one ever.
Yeah.
Kids, I don't need drugs to get high. I'm high on doing crimes.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that in a courtroom trial?
I was high on crime.
Like,
bro.
I get thrills from...
You robbed a bank while high on drugs. I wasn't high on drugs. I was high on the crime.
Sir, you were arrested during your assault because you were high on some sort of substance. I was high on crime. Why was Matthew McConaughey arrested? I just realized that,
Matthew McConaughey
high
high on crime.
That would be the best.
High on crime.
He's doing True Detective season 3, so he might as well. I still need to see that show also.
Okay, so being high on the worst blunt ever, or being high on the crime.
High on crime.
Because of Matthew McConaughey, I gotta go with high on the crime.
Yes! You gotta be high on doing some
Dylan,
crime.
Right.
You're next, my friend.
I'm gonna put the cards...
So should we just put these off to the side? Or...
Yeah, put them on the iPad.
Okay.
On the iPad.
The done pile's the iPad.
Get down, get high.
As they're... Alright, so...
Alright, let's see.
Dear Abby, I'm having some trouble with blank and would like your advice.
Okay, hold on. I got it. Okay.
There you go.
And then make sure, once you put down your card, you get another.
Yeah. Alright. Dear Abby, I'm having some trouble with bioengineered assault turtles with acid breath. Dear Abby, I'm having some trouble with white people and would like your advice.
So, hold on. Before you pick yours, I just want to say, could you imagine that if that was, in 50 years, the average high schooler's problem? The turtles?
The turtles.
Alright.
And white people.
White people.
Oh wait.
Yeah, Dylan, do you remember that one time I texted you asking for advice with white people?
Yeah, obviously.
Like a lot of people are asking that to me. Oh, so sorry. That was awful. I'm sorry.
How time relevant.
I guess, yeah. But
I mean, they're both hilarious, but I just have to go with white people.
That's true.
I will claim that black card.
Because, I mean, there's not much I can do. Because
yeah.
it's just so, like, simple that it's hilarious.
Mhm.
Like,
I'd love someone texting their friend asking for advice with how to deal with white people.
well, it's like, in a way, just asking for advice with a person, like, about a person, indirectly is asking for advice about white people.
What if it was like a white person asking another person how to deal with white people?
Yeah.
Alright.
So now it's my turn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, let's do this. Introducing the amazing superhero. Wait, didn't we do this? It was the superhero one.
Superhero one? Is it the duo?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's fine because it's 2 cards.
Okay. Introducing the amazing superhero / sidekick duo. It's blank and blank. So, what's it gonna be?
Okay, how do you do this so the right card is read first?
So the one you want to be read first is on top, and
Okay.
the other one on bottom. So that way they pick... Or no,
No,
other way
the other way
Sorry.
around. Okay, yeah.
So the first one is on bottom.
Yeah,
Alright.
so like you're gonna pick them up and it's gonna be the first one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
They're gonna be good.
give it to
Wait, let me make sure this is the right. Okay.
Alright. Introducing the amazing superhero / sidekick duo. It's Danny DeVito and my collection of high-tech sex toys.
If I was the czar, that would be an instant win.
Oh, well, let's see. Introducing the amazing superhero / sidekick duo. It's the Pope and...
Oh my god. That's awful.
good. Oh my
I like that it's the Pope and police
That's
brutality.
Hey,
awful.
well, I mean, it's Popo brutality.
Aw.
So I guess Pope brutality. That's a stupid ass pun, never mind. I don't know, these are both good.
I'm so torn, and I'm not even the czar.
Yeah,
The czar, as you say. I love that part of whichever Cards Against
Yeah.
Humanity video
Like-
that was.
My favorite part of the
I
game is
forgot
being the... Sorry. I'm gonna go with Danny DeVito and High
Yep.
Collection of Sex Toys because
Of course.
some...
It's Danny DeVito and sex toys.
Yeah, like
That's
somehow
what
I
my
am
thinking
very
was.
straight, but still, that is amazing.
That was my thinking.
All I can think of now is just Danny DeVito when he says, monster condom for my magnum dong. God.
God, that would be almost as amazing as Peter Dinklage in
Okay.
sex toys. Oh no, wrong one.
I want Peter to dink my dinklage.
Okay,
Alright.
so next one. Do we each have a black card?
Yeah.
Hey, it's a tie all around. Right
Yeah,
now.
see? It's tension.
Okay, this one is open to so many possibilities.
I guess, yeah. Let's see
Blank?
what it is.
Bet you can't have just one. Oh, that's amazing.
I can't find any good ones, so I'm just gonna go with the most, like, what the fuck card possible.
Oh, this card would have been. Aw. That's the worst thing
Okay.
about this game.
Yeah.
My black ass. Bet you can't have just one.
That's probably my favorite one, actually.
And Pac-Man uncontrollably guzzling cum. Bet you can't have just one. My black ass takes it.
That's just such a good, like, response. Was just like, my cat.
Okay, never cheat on your girlfriend ever. But that card was amazing.
I thought you were gonna say never cheat on your girlfriend, but that black ass.
Okay. Step 1, blank. Step 2, blank. Step 3, profit.
Oh.
4, 5. I'm short. 6, 7.
Just a second, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't have any ones that really work together.
Okay, that one.
Alright. So
Sure.
I'm gonna go with this one just because I can't think of anything better. So
Mine aren't great,
Okay, so
but
the one
I had
that
one
I'm
good
reading
card.
first is on the bottom, correct?
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right, so
Damn it! This would have been great.
step 1, a time travel paradox. Step 2, making a pouty face. Step 3, profit.
So DC's new mantra for making movies.
God damn it.
All right, step 1, Michael Jackson. Step 2, the devil himself. Step 3, profit.
Sounds like the making of the Thriller music video.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go with Michael Jackson and the devil himself.
Yeah, boy. There we go. All right, so now it's my turn to be this bizarre. Shazam.
There.
How did I lose my virginity?
Oh
can go-
man.
This is gonna go all the ways. Actually, never mind. I was gonna say it could go many ways, but it'll go all of them because it always does with this.
Okay.
Okay, this is
Okay. Dylan, I wish you were the czar for this one. You would get this.
okay. I'm torn.
You're torn. Were you born torn?
Okay, I'm just gonna show you because I have to. I'm torn. I'm torn.
Personally, I'm leaning towards this one, but this one is still good.
Well, the funny thing is how
This is-
true this one is.
If it's true, I can dig it. All right, so
Okay, and mine is one of those ones where it's a word thing. It's a
It's
play on word, like Big Bang.
yeah.
No,
in the-
this is not fair. This is not fair.
All right.
Not fair.
So how did I lose my virginity? Running out of semen. How did I lose my virginity? Hot pockets.
Ayo. Dylan, you get why I wish you were the czar for that one?
God damn it. All right, hot pockets.
Okay.
Fucking goddamn it, Nick.
All right.
Technically, it's a warm pocket, but
It's a slightly above room temperature pocket.
What's the sound?
What?
Or what's that sound?
what's that sound? Okay.
I don't know.
Ooh. Okay.
I couldn't find any good ones, but that one probably would somewhat. Fuck, go on. Go
This one's kind of messed up, but let's go for it.
Yeah, the more messed up, the better, right? It's a game about being horrible,
It's
right?
not my actual views.
It's not my. This is not how we perceive life. Okay, we do not think about having more than one big black ass.
What's that sound? Our first chimpanzee president. Women's suffrage.
God damn it. God damn it.
I have to go with our first chimpanzee president because no explanation
Yeah.
needed.
Yeah, like it's. I mean, like I like to hear like in the White House, like someone who didn't realize someone was elected. Like, what the fuck is that noise? Like, it sounds like a monkey. It's like it's our president. And it's like, oh. What?
All right.
Whew, okay, so my going?
No, it's his.
Or-
Oh wait,
okay.
I forgot. I'm going around and around. All right. What did I bring back from Mexico? Oh,
Ooh.
this could also go many ways, or all the ways, or just away from this place.
This has been.
Depending on how you take this, we'll see.
Yeah.
It could be funny.
Okay, let's try this.
We'll see.
It's not a great card, but let's go with it.
All right. What did I bring back from Mexico? Tentacle porn. Your weird brother. I'm gonna go for your weird brother because I like the idea of just just someone going to Mexico, coming back. It's like, you have a new brother now. It's like, wait, what?
Well, technically, it should probably be your weird cousin, right? That's how that normally works.
Alright.
Okay. Oh, we did this one, but this is always a fun one. What helps Obama unwind? Now, while editing the last episode of Cards Against Humanity, I found the perfect card for that. So I wonder if you guys can play it.
I got one that like, it's funny if you know like who this is. So
Odds are won't, but go for it.
You might depending on your feeling on Broadway musicals, I guess.
What helps Obama unwind? Aaron Burr. What helps Obama unwind? Stephen Hawking talking dirty.
God do it.
I just imagine Michelle walking into his office and just hearing the "Oh, Barack. Oh,
wait, can I
Barack.
Can I do a voice like?
Oh yes, Barack, thank you. Oh my God, yes, harder, yes, thank you. Yes.
Luke, you just won it for him.
I know, but it's a funny concept, okay? And also, I can do that voice really well, so
you can.
Found an excuse.
All right. Oh, okay. So it says at the bottom, draw 2, pick 3. I don't know what that means.
Oh, it's blank plus blank equals blank.
Okay, so what I believe it is. That should matter. It's a 3-card
so yeah,
play.
so it's blank plus blank equals blank. Then I pick up another card.
So, okay, so... Alright, so... I think it got
So I don't know if that means like you're supposed to draw 2 and then pick your 3, or... But it's fine.
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay, so... Alright, I got a good set.
See, mine...
We'll Make sure it's in the right order.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll see. Let's see.
It's not my best 3, but we'll see.
That rhymed. I'm sorry.
Oh. And now I got 3 good cards. It would have worked.
This is an internal struggle.
It is.
Trying to pick up cards. Is it harder or easier than picking up girls?
Hey Nick, it's literal Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah, just that should be your first one.
That's the bottom one.
Full frontal nudity plus
Good start.
flying sex snakes equals waiting until marriage.
Okay, that's good. That's very good.
Let's see what this one.
That's better than mine.
The penny whistle solo from My Heart Will Go On plus throwing a virgin into a volcano equals unfathomable stupidity. Alright, so
you got a totally stupid answer and then a sexual answer.
Yeah.
oh man. I'm gonna go with just the full frontal nudity plus flying snakes equals waiting until marriage because
Wow, I am so surprised.
Yay!
Luke, that was a great one, by the way.
it was like a
flying
perfect
snake.
combination.
That's an obvious
of cards.
winner.
Yeah, just like I like to think of like that.
Mine only worked because of unfathomable stupidity.
Yeah,
If I didn't have that card, I'd be screwed.
I like to think like you throw the virgin to the volcano and then play My Heart Will Go On after you did it as like a swan song to the person.
All right, your turn.
Oh yeah, my turn. All right. For my next trick, I will pull blank out of blank. So, what do you got?
Oh, this is okay. I like this. I don't, but it's a decent combo.
Wait, so it's I will pull.
I'm gonna close one of my eyes so I don't see it. Okay. All right. For my next trick, I will pull surprise sex out of auto cannibalism. What does that even mean?
I'm desperately trying to figure it out.
Yeah. For my next, is it like cannibalism in a car or what?
I'm just guessing somebody's eating another person, and that person who's being eaten wakes up and just surprise sex happens.
Oh. Yeah.
That's the only thing that my brain can put together.
Yeah. For my next trick, I'll pull poopy diapers out of dead parents' hole.
Oh my.
That is dark.
I'm going to go with that one, alright? Because that just, like, it makes sense, but it's also really funny whoever did that
Which
one.
one?
Poopy diapers out of dead parents. God damn it, Nick.
Okay.
Are you gonna win this one again?
Probably not.
We'll see. I mean,
Oh, I love this one. Okay. I never truly understood blank until I encountered blank.
Let's see.
Let me see that card again.
And I'm gonna see how long we've been going.
I'm gonna. This doesn't really even make sense like together, but it's still really funny in my opinion for some reason.
Aww.
I never truly understood authentic Mexican cuisine till I encountered multiple stab wounds. I never truly understood sexual peeing until I encountered menstrual rage.
I think we all have 4.
Oh shit, we do.
Gosh, this is such a close
So that
game.
means I can't even win the game.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry. You did good, but not good enough.
Let me count my cards right now. 1, 2, 3.
Gotta give
Ready?
this one my best one.
When Pharaoh remained uncovered, Moses called down a plague of blank.
Okay, got a good one.
This is for the win, Nick.
Yep. Let's give this one a try.
Alright.
I don't know why. I just like the one I picked. It's really funny.
Luke, I'm guessing you're gonna win this one, bud.
I don't know.
Have you won a game of Cards Against Humanity on a live stream or video?
I don't think so, but maybe.
When Pharaoh remained unmoved, Moses called down a plague of mouth herpes. When Pharaoh remained unmoved, Moses called down a plague of
vehicular manslaughter.
Vehicular manslaughter? A rage of vehicular manslaughter.
A plague.
Or a plague. So cars just started hitting people?
Yeah. I just like mouth herpes. So it's like, it's just like, you'll plague of mouth herpes. Like next it's like, fuck, my mouth hurts.
I have to go mouth herpes.
Congratulations.
I did it. Yeah.
I think we should just do one more round to see who comes in second place. Because if he won, because
Between, you want me to be? Oh, I'll be.
you,
the
you
Cesar.
are anyway.
Oh yeah. I was the Cesar. So, all right. You ready?
Yes, go for it.
For the semifinals.
Ugh.
What ended my last relationship?
Oh boy, if this card will ever get up.
Oh no.
Do you need-
Oh god.
I have fingernails so I can help you with that.
Yeah, just do that. There you go.
There you go.
Okay, what ended my last?
Relationship.
I have 2 good ones.
All right.
Oh.
Give them to me, baby.
I have 2 good ones also.
Okay, Luke, don't look at the preview skin. I'm going to show the table cam
All right.
so they can see my struggle here.
I'm gonna look. I'm gonna cover my eyes.
Right there. Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah, you're good to see. Just
Alright.
be careful when you're watching the YouTube review.
I'm gonna do this. You gotta do this.
Exactly. Okay, I'm going with this one.
That one? Okay.
Executive decision. The other one would be great, though.
What ended my last relationship? 8 ounces of sweet Mexican black tar heroin. What ended my last relationship? Seppuku. We're going with this one. Fuck that. That was
Which one?
Seppuku.
Hey!
Hey.
So, Luke, I want to tell you what my other one was.
What was the other one?
What ended my last relationship? A live studio audience.
God damn it.
The other one that I was debating of is David Bowie flying in on a tiger made of lightning.
I would have picked that. That's
Oh,
great. Like,
I just
I did my relationship for David Bowie on a fucking tiger.
I just love the idea of a relationship ending because the guy always had an entourage of a live studio audience
Yeah, just
wherever they went.
Yeah, like, no, like, he was just, like, cracking the stupidest fucking jokes and everyone would be, like, laughing. He's like, it's not funny.
I'm imagining just in bed. There's a live studio audience sitting on the couch.
Watching you.
No, just, like, he's just, like, in bed, like, there's nobody in the room, but just, like, and, like, they both get, like, what the fuck?
Alright, so you guys want to do worms or are we calling it?
I'm good with doing worms. If you
Dylan?
want
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Worms.
So we're gonna take maybe a little 5-minute intermission, and then come back with Worms, not for Family's Game Night. We'll see you guys in a little, and I'll play the outro, even though we're not technically ending, but we kind of are.
Yeah. It's the end of the podcast bit. Now it's time for game bit. The real game, not the